Hello,
Hello.
welcome back to Curse of Strahd.
Woo!
It has been a month. Happy
A
to get back.
month!
Damn.
Charmed Persons. We got a week this Sunday. Back campaign 3 after I don't know,
A
also a
month, I
month, a
think,
month
yeah.
off. Back at campaign 3, very exciting. Should be a good session. Someone will be guest starring on that session. And then next Thursday is
Been the
Monster
last 4
Hearts
sessions.
sophomore year. Continued where we've just got the
Things are
results
getting
back from
spooky again.
yes, and
Yeah,
Greece.
get in now before things get real fucking sad.
Yes, they are. They probably will be about to get sad. And then, of course, everyone you all know by now, Charmed Family, the Discord. It's what a wonderful, beautiful place it is.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. That's it. Okay, let's start.
Nailed it as always, Matt.
Thank you. That's my strong suit is my intros. Last time on Curse of Strahd, the party had made their way to the top of Mount Gacchus in search of the Amber Temple, following in the footsteps of Casimir Velikov, the leader of the Dusk Elves, who had come to learn had made a pact with Lorcan, Finger of Oblivion, in order to gain the ability to resurrect his long dead wife, one of the previous rulers of the Dusk Elves that was slain by one of Strahd's henchmen, so to speak. But you stopped him before he could go through with his plan and fully resurrect Lorcan in the process. And after some tense battle in the depths of the Amber Temple, you rebound Lorcan in his Amber prison, and Casimir was left soulless. After that, you found the giant library and were led there by a lich that forgot his name and gave you the keys that you would need to potentially kill Strahd and, on top of that, re-imprisoned the dark entity that Strahd has made a pact with himself called Vampire. You realize that you must go to the castle, kill Strahd, and as his body reincorporates in his coffin somewhere in the bowels of the castle, you must perform a ritual that will summon Vampire, and then that is where you will take the shard from his prison that you found in the temple and rebind him. Seemingly, that will free Barovia from his grasp. There was a lot of other revelations about potential ancestors or relatives to Strahd that could take over, and of course, Petra also made a pact, so to speak, with Beshaba, the Doomed Deceiver, in exchange for helping your compatriot Oz withstand a Finger of Death spell from Lorcan. You, in return for your pact, Petra has become more human, less of a revenant, more of more humanity seeping back into you. You left the temple with your newfound knowledge in hand after a brief wedding, renewal of vows between Yara and Yevgeny, and you set off back down the mountain. As you traversed down the mountain, you ran into the giant rock that makes its nest at the top of the peak. You fought it off before traveling most of the way down and to the bottom, where you attempted to persuade it to fly you to the village of Barovia because you could see in the distance that it was on fire. But your persuasion was to no avail and it left you. Also, of course, we had some brief interludes to see former party member Teddy Granger living his life in the 10 years with a brief introduction, reunited meeting with Luvash, one of the Vistani, that did not end that well. And of course, Gabriel Astrom, the new Chamberlain to Strahd, finding his purpose, so to speak, with his new master. We start now at the bottom of Mount Gacchus. It is, probably early morning at this point. You made your rest higher up the mountain, but you had taken a shortcut down one of the sides of the mountain at one point. But you are here now towards the bottom of Mount Gacchus. You know that the Dusk Elf encampment is maybe a half hour away, just kind of at the base of the mountain that you could go to. The village of Barovia, if you look at your map here, you can see you're all kind of here. The village of Barovia is way over here. And of course, Castle Ravenloft is here. So your trip to village of Barovia will most likely take you a handful of hours if you travel exclusively by road. But as you stand traveling down the mountain, of course, with Sangzor, the goats by your side, what do you do?
Did we decide exactly what way we were doing? Because I know that we had discussed how to get there. Like, as the bird flies, obviously they did not go well, but I don't remember exactly how we decided how to get there.
So if you check out the map here, so this little bridge that I've highlighted here is the bridge that you are kind of currently on. You can see there's this little red line that is the road. But if you want, you could cut through by the river and take this little dotted line that will take you up here by Valaki. And then from there, you could take the road down. That will take probably most of the rest of the day to do. Now, you could also, try to travel as the bird flies, but you would have to fly because the Mount Gacchus is in the way from actual walking. Otherwise, you could just take the normal road, this little windy road around the Sphalic woods here, but that would take a couple days, most likely.
Take that dotted line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I can't make anybody fly.
I mean, I could polymorph somebody, but that would only last for an hour, and I would only be able to do that for one person, and that couldn't carry all 50 people in our party.
Yeah, we should just cut to the river and take the dotted line.
Yeah.
But that does mean we won't go to the Dark Elf camp, right?
I mean, yeah, you would skirt around it. I mean, you're only like a half hour away. You still have Casimir trailing.
Yeah, that's
you,
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna stop there. And
yeah.
All
I forgot about that.
Let's take him, I guess.
We gotta drop him off.
Drop him off.
We'll add an hour to our trip.
Do you have any unfinished business with him?
I guess we'll see when I get there.
All right.
Okay, you continue forth, your growing party in tow, and after half an hour, the road becomes less of an incline and levels out, and you realize now that you are on the normal valley ground, no longer a part of Mount Gacchus. It is incredibly cold. It is morning, and there are flurries of snow. It's the kind of cold that kind of bites through even your warm clothes, but it is somewhat beautiful. The Valley of Barovia is, of course, filled with despair, but it is beautiful in its own right, for sure. And I
stop everybody right outside the camp. All right. Full disclosure, one of the reasons that I left this place, if you remember the last time we were here, I went away and just waited for you to leave. I have been made very aware that I am unwelcome here. So maybe I should just stay behind.
I mean, What are we going to tell them when we get there anyway? Here's one of your own. He's weird. We didn't do this.
He's soulless.
Hope they believe us.
I wonder if they would just blame me again.
They probably will.
Am I wrong in remembering that Oz was like starting to heal a bit? That his scarring was.
I wish it was the.
Oh yeah.
It was the ring, and then that ended up being a big deal, and I had to.
Yeah,
get
but for some reason I
too.
thought there was something after that like kept you that like something happened. Oh, I'm misremembering that then.
There was the brief power of Beshaba's counter to Lorcan, which stopped Oz from becoming unmade.
Yeah.
But Oz is still.
Yeah, okay. I was like conflating both of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you, Oz. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but if you're not welcome here, I don't think any of us are welcome here.
Yeah, I think we maybe just send the chap on his way and skirt the whole situation.
Do we write
we
a
gotta
note
get-
and then pin it to his body, saying like, "Hello, this is
And
for
then
you."
push him?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's do
By
it.
me.
I mean, he says he wants to go home. You know
Here.
which?
And I take out a piece of paper, Casimir, and I just draw a middle finger, and I
Okay.
stuff it in the jacket of Casimir.
Oz, you're such a beautiful artist.
Thank you. I actually have practiced
What's
that.
this really beautiful
You catch
shading
more
on the
flies
fingers?
with honey, my friend.
Yeah.
Is that the saying?
Why would you catch flies?
Well, I
with
just
honey?
want to kill the flies. And I spin Casimir around, and I literally just like push him in the direction of the camp.
Right. He doesn't say anything when you do this, and he takes a few steps and stops and turns around.
Casimir, keep walking until you see
Go
someone
on.
else.
Get.
He turns around and looks at the direction he should be walking. Just kind of stands there.
We don't want you here anymore.
Make a persuasion check.
Sangor. Okay.
Sangzor is. I guess you're probably writing.
It's the
Sangzor?
dirty
Yeah.
20.
Oh.
19 plus 1.
Oz, can you make an insight check?
Oh god. First roll in a month. Not bad for me. 18.
All right. When Ismark says "go get," Casimir like nods and starts walking. But you can see in his eyes, even though he is soulless, there is like a slight disappointment
Ugh.
that you're not coming with him.
Oh.
But he doesn't say anything, and he just starts walking. And after a little while, you're alone.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to Barovia.
Hi ho, Sangzor! Away!
Okay, I need someone to roll a survival check because some of this journey is not going to be on a road.
My survival's
I've got
okay.
a +8.
Yeah, looks okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, then definitely, Madame.
Definitely the cleric.
17.
Okay. You are traveling. You know that you need to stick close to the actual river. It is. You're traveling through essentially like foothills here. There are some patches of trees and some forest that you have to tromp through, but the half-frozen river is your guide until you, after a little bit, you make it to Beres, which is the place that is you had fought Morgantha, the hag. The ruins of that city just kind of now completely dormant, sitting here. And
Is
if
this
you
where the cult was?
yes,
Where the house came
Oh,
to life?
wow.
yes,
Oh, wow.
So, like kind of where we first all.
Yeah, this is like the beginning for these peeps.
yeah. It has not changed since you left. In fact, there are basically some decomposing bodies still here, half buried in snow from some of the witches that were slain.
I remember that I stayed behind to burn Esmeralda's body. I think, or bury it, one of the two.
Yep.
But I go to that spot, and I just take just a moment to respect Esme.
You think about Esmeralda and her kindness to you that's allowed you to even live as you are. And you hear a voice behind you as you take this kind of solitary moment, Oz. You hear the voice say, Oz, I didn't expect to see you. And you turn and see Francesca. Lacking one eye, but now wearing an eye patch. She is by herself in the midst of these ruins. This is where you first met her. She was a part of this.
Yeah.
Cult.
She was left at the camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Francesca, what are you doing here?
She takes a second to respond. She's a little less effusive than you remember, but she says,
What does effusive mean?
like
I studied how to be an actor in college.
Use it in a sentence, please.
like kind of, I don't know, outgoing and bubbly. She says, I was at the Dusk Elf encampment for a while, but I couldn't stay there. I'm not a Dusk Elf. I'm an outsider, and those people are lost.
I was disappointed when you stayed behind. I understood your decision, though.
Did you find Casimir?
Unfortunately, yes. He's alive, but he is soulless. He made the wrong decisions.
Well, there's a lot of wrong decisions being made around. I have just stayed here for a few days. I'm trying to reclaim my life in some way. I'm lost. I have no family. My family were the Dusk Elves, but the way that they treated you, I realized that I can't be a part of this. So I'm just another wandering soul here in Barovia, cut off from anyone else.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yep.
That is a natural 20
Ooh. Ooh.
on the DM dice.
She is clearly incredibly heartbroken it's a tough decision. She's clearly cut off ties from the Dusk Elves. She's not a Dusk Elf, but they raised her.
Yeah.
But you also know that part of the reason why she is staying here is specifically for the chance that she would run into you.
Of course. Okay, so it doesn't seem like, but because I think Oz knew that and he could tell that, but does that seem malicious at all?
It does not seem malicious, but
Okay.
I think you get the idea that she thinks that you need help in a way that she thinks that only she can provide. And what that help is, you're not sure, but she views you as like a lost soul, just like she's claimed for herself.
I think he doesn't like that really, but I also think that he's standing over the grave of Esme, the only person who's really showed him any kindness. And, he's just started to maybe consider himself a friend of these people. And I think he is feeling more vulnerable than he usually is right now. And so I think he says, well, we are traveling to Barovia. And I reach out an arm. Would you like to come?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm going to be real bad at this. It's an 11 on the die, and I think that's an 11 total. But let me look. Yeah.
She nods, takes your arm, and she says, You know, uh, I thought that maybe I would just stay here until the end of my days, but that's such a sad thought. And seeing you all here has given me some hope. So, yeah, let's do it.
Well,
If I can start a new life in the village of Barovia, so be it.
your days might be shorter if you follow me, but they'll be a hell of a lot more fun.
Well, that's all I can ask for. Not a lot of fun. And, well, you know, I don't know. I see a lot of myself in you. We're both kind of outcasts, but I've been thinking a lot about this. We're not who we used to be. Our lives are not what we thought they would be, but that doesn't mean we have to suffer. I think we can just decide who we become now. And I want to become someone who has fun.
Well, here's hoping that's true. Sangzor, we have company, my friend.
Thingzor gallops. I guess a big goat gallops. Up to you. The rest of you are kind of trudging through some little bit of mud. It's like a half frozen swamp here. But you know that's on the other side of this village is a kind of small road that after a couple hours will take you to Valaki, and then from there it's a couple hours more towards the village of Barovia.
Do we have any supplies that we need to get before we, like, do we need anything that we should get in Valaki?
We have a ton of gold now.
Yeah.
It's true.
We could see if we could stop there.
I mean,
I would like to get to Barovia quickly. It was on fire. And
obviously, same.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we can
Same.
we can skip Valaki. We don't have to go into the city proper.
No, we can stop there. We haven't shopped once in this whole campaign. We might want to stop and see what they got.
Well, because we're walking and talking, right?
Yeah.
Do we know what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're going to Barovia.
We got the 4-step plan to get rid of Strahd.
For sure. What's step
We are
one?
summoning a vampire and then
Yes.
introducing him to a nice girl named Amber, and
Yeah.
then they will go off together, and then the lands will be free.
That's all
Step
gonna
one,
happen. But are we
kill
just?
Strahd.
Are we just? Okay, yes, I understand that is step one. I do think that we've forgotten that there are steps before that.
Like
So,
what?
Like, are we going from Barovia to Castle Ravenloft?
Oh,
Yeah. Right? No?
I'm
Petra,
asking.
you're our leader. What are we doing?
I do. Before you answer, Petra, the only thing I want to say is because I'm gonna go kill this motherfucker. The only interlude I'm suggesting is have we, and if the answer is yes, that's fine. But have we for certain mined every resource of power that we could possibly find?
Or are we so powerful that we can kill him?
Yes, it is worth exploring any other options for support.
But maybe we don't
before
have any others.
Do you know of any? I can rally some troops in Barovia, maybe.
I know of one. When I followed the Gabe and his gang, there was an unfortunate incident with a wolf pack, werewolf pack, but there were some surviving members. I don't know.
Do you know where they might be?
They were outside Valaki, right?
Yep. I mean, pretty close.
Would Oz know that much? Would he know where they were? He knows the events that happened.
Well, Petra would have been there.
Oh,
Yeah,
duh,
true.
Petra. Oh, Petra,
Oh,
fuck.
yeah. Okay.
Shit, yeah. And Petra's more normal now. Petra, do you remember where those fucking wolves were?
Now, the werewolf den that you found was close to the Van Richten's tower here.
Okay.
So,
And there was at least one. Was there one or two surviving? There was the woman who survived.
there was the woman, but in her husband, who was the former alpha, who was replaced, was put in the dungeons of Castle Ravenloft.
Which is a great reason why she would help us.
Yeah, I mean that was also 10 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
We get this 60-year-old werewolf to come help us out.
She can help
Weird
you
stuff.
do revenge.
But
Do
yeah, I
it
mean,
good.
I don't know. It's a potential
Yeah.
ally. And it's kind of, it seems like it's on the way. So,
It's in the opposite way.
oh, is it?
Matt, can you
You go to
remind-
Valaki, right is Barovia, left is
Yeah.
the lake.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my
That's
bad.
true. Matt, can you remind me what the situation is with Van Richten also? Is he dead?
You have not seen hide nor
Mhm.
hair of Van Richten since you have become
Hide
back.
nor hair.
Although
his
Ismark
son-
has.
His son just died.
I have.
Well, Ismark.
Oh, I
You
saw-
have you have not
saw his-
actually seen him, but you have
Yeah.
seen his wagon.
I saw his wagon. I don't know. It looked like it was relatively. How long was that wagon there for when I came upon it?
It was there for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, in fact, you found the wagon on this road that you are currently on
On
your
the way,
to-
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we can go check by that wagon. Maybe we can find a way to track him down. You would know better than us, Petra.
Well,
Even
maybe,
just finding his notes.
maybe he has maybe he has some gadgets
Yeah.
in a lockbox.
Yeah. I know
What the-
exactly where it is. It's right over. It's this way.
There is
okay.
also the very strange angel man who keeps following us. I don't know if he is a friend. An
Gabe?
ally. Yes, the man who apparently created me.
Well, the last I knew of Gabe, he was taken away by Strahd, so I doubt he's an ally.
He made me. That's really good. That's a really good. That's
My dad
think
made
that's-
me too.
okay. But I'm fun.
True.
So you are fun.
Thank you.
Do you have
Well,
a way
of
to
course-
contact him if he made you?
Go ahead.
I've never tried.
Hey, Proxy, you could maybe contact him if you. Well, I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Can
I was just going to say that I am, of course, a Vistani, and there are Vistani here. We could have perhaps get them, but I will say I am the official seer and fortune teller of the Vistani people, but I don't. We've had better days, I think. But maybe if we go to Surapul, which is pretty close to the village of Barovia, that's where Madame Eva was. If there are Vistani that are there, they would be there.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see Madame Ava again too.
Well, she's dead.
She's dead.
Doesn't matter.
Madame Ava died. That's why she's the leader of the study.
Oh yeah, I don't really keep track of things.
What about your dad, Arabelle?
Oh, Luvash?
Yes.
Oh, he's I'm sure he's fine. He was, of course, trapped outside of Barovia. But and I have thought about this for a while, but it's better to be trapped outside than inside, I think.
Do we have a way of getting messages outside? They never found that Teddy guy.
I don't know who that is.
He was a friend of your
You mean
Dark
that-
Angel man. Actually, I think they were more than friends.
Teddy,
Yeah.
Teddy escaped.
Yeah. Oh, Petra. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Teddy's alive. They never found his body.
Oh my god. Wow. I'm glad one of us made it out.
Yeah, he just kind of abandoned you, huh?
Well,
I'm sure there were other extenuating circumstances involved. I don't really know.
he didn't even have a magical weapon, so I don't know how useful he
That
was.
is- That sounds really impressive that he made it that far without a magical weapon, and I don't think you guys ever went shopping once? That's crazy.
It was very crazy.
What a wild 1 week that those people had.
Are there?
barely slept that
I would
entire
know.
week.
Oz is literally from here, so he would know. Does Valaki have magic shops?
No.
Okay.
Are there
The-
stores in Barovia? The place is there? Is there
In the
stores
village of Barovia?
Pie shops.
in
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
whole place? Okay.
Pie
Um,
shop.
yeah, like, are there places to buy magic items? Is that a thing?
So, Ismark, of course, is the burgomaster,
Yeah.
former burgomaster of the village of Barovia.
Yeah.
You
I can
know,
tell you the ins and outs of Barovia.
of course, you actually could. Barovia had shops, but they were like, general stores and grocery
General store?
stores. Any of the there's no magical items here really.
Okay.
If there are any magical items, it's mostly hoarded by Strahd, you'd think,
Yeah.
or
Or
perhaps
it's like a
smuggled in
lore
by
thing
Vistani.
out in the world. It's not like a.
Yeah, the only person that you knew that was like actively had like magical items on them was Van Richten
Yeah.
and
Well,
Esmeralda.
That
Oh look,
wasn't
I
there
think
like
that's actually. It's
That's his
card.
card.
That's the one you were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? As we get just that much closer to a proxy, what were you gonna say?
no, this is Michael. Hi. Wasn't there some?
Hi,
Did
Michael.
Gabe end up getting that sun? Because there was what like that sun sword.
Sun sword.
Yeah, Gabe. I had it in the flashback.
Gabe has a sun sword.
Yeah,
That's
Gabe-
okay. That's
Gabe
what I
has
was
it.
like. That's the only other like magical item
Yeah.
that I remember hearing about that we
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's somewhere. Yeah.
Everybody else, I think, in the original party got their stuff or did their stuff. I don't think anybody had a magic item that was missing.
No. Yeah. Teddy didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with the cart?
I need Ismark to make a survival check
Oh shit!
God.
because it was hidden, kind of buried in
Oh,
the midst of the
he's
forest.
so dumb.
Somebody want to help me?
I'll help
Somebody
you.
Help me?
No, I'm too
Is
busy
that-
talking to friends.
I'll help.
Yevgeny would help because he was there as well.
Again, he was there.
I can
It's
sniff
also-
it out.
Zach wants to help you, but Oz wouldn't give a shit really.
18.
Okay. As you travel.
Okay.
Okay. Very good roll. All right. As you
Okay.
travel just a little while, Ismark, you're trying to remember how to get to it. It was kind of off on its own, but after a little bit of trial and error, you stumble upon the overturned, half-destroyed wagon that says Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders in what was used to be beautiful fluorescent paint that is now faded and peeling. Can you all just make a perception check or investigation check? I mean, not perception.
Investigation.
23.
11.
Nice. 16.
12.
Petra. You, of course, know Van Richten the most. And of course, you knew him to be a very singular person that was. He is, of course, very prepared for all situations, but very frequently unwilling to share that preparedness. But as you kind of rummage around the inside of this overturned wagon, you can find that there are a few like silvered stakes and some vials of holy water that have survived. You also see a vial of blood that has a little label on it that says "in case of failure." And can you just make a I don't know. Actually, you know what? You would recognize this because I'll just use your investigation check. You would recognize this to be the blood of some like half undead creature. Like some creature that, you know, a normal undead would not have blood, but this is slightly grayed, decayed blood, and it says in case of failure. And you see wedged in one of the seat cushions in the back of this wagon, there is one Taroka card that says the Broken One. And written in Van Richten's handwriting, like on the back, it says, "Not all monsters wear fangs. Not all broken men are lost."
That's true. I would gather those things, the Troca card, and I would hand it to Arabelle. And, a portent, it seems. I would show the items, like kind of shaking my head at the vial of blood, and like always using tools that go too far.
What is that?
a failsafe, it seems. Something you need to know, and I'm sure you've heard stories that Van Richten often went too far, put other people at risk, put himself at risk in the pursuit of the hunt. I don't know what this would do, but I believe he intended to, if it took him that far. And just this, perhaps, let whatever ill force lies in this bottle take hold of him in some sort of means of one last swing, as it were.
That doesn't look like the vial that I drank, right?
It's not. It's definitely not the vial you drank, for sure.
Okay.
But
I
you
drank a
remember,
different liquid.
you do remember like seeing this here when you drank the vial, but it was in amongst a couple of other vials that are now gone.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you think it's worth? Maybe let Petra.
Oh yeah, sure. I was just volunteering.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't want
do you think
to.
do you think it's worth reaching out to Van Richten to
Huh?
Van Richten? What's
Van Richten.
Van Richten.
You do have other accents.
Yeah, they just come out randomly. I can't control.
I do have sending.
Oh shit! Petra, you have sending?
Yeah, she's a cleric.
I guess
All
what if we
clerics
ever
have something.
needed it though, really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I've sent messages to like the wine people. I think I sent it to
It makes sense that Oswald
while they
would
were
pay
on their way.
attention.
Like, yeah. to,
This
like,
opens
have
up
you been
so much. You could message Gabe.
Have you been wanting to reach out to anybody else?
No.
Are there any former teammates you want to talk to, Petra?
I'm reluctant to send messages to Gabe. I don't know what side he's on.
What about Teddy?
If he's outside this plane, then
It doesn't work outside the plane.
I could try. I don't know. Like, give them up a
No, I
line
do
or
remember
something.
that. You have tried.
No, who knows?
It's like you're calling a fax.
It sounds like he's built different.
It's not him,
that-
it's Petra, it's the place.
He's got that dog.
Nah, he's got really good Wi-Fi.
I think reaching out to Van Richten could be a good idea.
I mean, if we're just traveling most of the day, then like let's use up these minutes, right?
Yeah.
Tom,
I wouldn't plan too far ahead what you're gonna say. I would just kind of wing it.
Yeah.
What does Tom do yet?
Tom like raises his hand and says, "If we're sending messages, my childhood sweetheart Sandy, I've always wondered what she's up to."
Oh wow.
That's beautiful. Maybe
dumped
she's
me.
dead.
You could
Dumped you.
Barovia is on fire, Tom. There's a good chance.
I think she moved to Kresk, I think, to get away from me.
Oh no, Tom.
But
Okay.
that.
All right.
So like, okay. I mean, you only have to like walk like an hour then, I guess, to see them. That's okay. Get it.
I'll never have love again.
Okay. So what do you say to
That's-
Van Richten?
Probably.
I would say
Oh, this is
I'm awake again.
Creepy. Creepy way to
Just
start off.
all of a
the phone
sudden
call.
here.
Just, what the fuck?
I'm awake again.
I'm awake again.
Someone you thought was dead.
Yeah. For 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserves it.
We are gathering our strength to make our attack.
Hell yeah.
If you can, meet us in Barovia.
Okay. I need you to make an Arcana check, first of all.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yep. It's a 13.
13 total.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a pause after you finish the message,
Mhm.
but you do get a response. Clearly Van Richten's voice. And he says, "You've made your choices. You think you're better than me now? I prayed once that when the moment came, you would not join me on my path. You've proven me wrong, Petra." Message ends.
What?
I don't know what that fucking means.
What a dick.
Sounds
I
like
was gonna say this guy's an asshole.
sounds like he's butthurt, really. Decade-long grudge.
He's never been kind, but
Okay.
I hope he does the right thing. Okay, who's next?
I think Gabe's a bad idea.
Could you message my sister?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Your sister was taken. We know that,
As far
right?
as I know, I thought she was dead, but yeah.
Well, no, she went voluntarily. Didn't she like leave voluntarily?
Yeah,
She
she
left
did,
so that way
Yeah.
she would kill everybody else. She's been in his clutches for
Still makes sense that you think she's dead.
a decade, if she's alive. I don't know. He may have turned her. He may have convinced her to join. I think
Yeah,
this.
I mean, you don't have to.
But yeah, the risk that we run, reaching out to either her or Gabe, is to show our hand.
True.
Though
Maybe
Gabe already has seen where we've been, so
Do you think there's any way that you can bring him back?
I think it feels like he's part of this place.
Well, he is.
It feels like he wants to be done with it. It feels like he wants out one way or another.
All right.
Whether or not he would choose to help us in taking out Strahd is another matter.
That lets me know what I should do. Should it come down to it.
I cast Sending, focusing on Gabe.
Oh!
Not my fucking sister? Not my
That-
fucking long lost sister who I thought
I
has
know.
been dead for a fucking decade?
That was a scene from The Fighter, everybody.
I've got my fucking sister.
That was good.
That's very funny.
you.
I mean, I've got
I'll be here.
No, you already said Gabe.
6 of these that I can do. So
Ismark said that in his head.
We have a long walk, okay?
we got a long way to go. Use up all my spell slots, and then one of y'all is gonna fucking die, and I'm not gonna.
Just your third level.
I message Gabe. It was nice to see you.
Oof.
I don't know if you were trying to hurt us or guide us, but I would appreciate your help. Come find us if you want to talk.
Make another Arcana check.
It's an 18.
The response that you hear, it's like someone picks up a phone and you just hear their breathing. It's kind of labored breathing, no words. Until you hear another voice say, "Do you really think he would answer you? see Bathsheba kind of appear amongst the trees.
Mm.
And she says, no need to get sentimental. You have a mission. Remember who you are loyal to.
I appreciate your help in all of this. But we need as much as we can get if we're going to take him down.
Well, you're trying to find the wrong people.
Mm.
Maybe next time find the people that are not a lost cause.
Fuck right off.
She like disappears
Yeah.
into the forest.
What did that look like to us?
None of you saw this.
I know, but like, what did it look like Petra
Oh.
was doing? Did we know she was casting the spell? Do we know that there was a conversation with Bathsheba?
You know what? You can make an insight check.
That's clap. That's a natural 1.
You don't even know Petra's casting the spell.
Fuck.
You're like looking down the barrel of your gun.
Yeah. I don't think it's clean enough. Fuck. I keep hitting the trigger and nothing is happening. Oh, Petra, by the way, I just thought of a good idea. You should message Gabe.
Hmm.
Just kidding.
I we decided against that. I thought we weren't doing that.
We should message.
Who do you think?
To be honest, a person that really did help us. I don't know if it'd be possible. Mordenkainen.
I mean, I don't think he's in Barovia.
Yeah, I think he's in
Yeah.
wherever
What?
that pocket place was.
Just
He
no
is
good.
kinda
No
like-
idea is a bad idea, though, right?
But no, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
this
No,
blue skies. Blue sky.
he could. He's like a time wizard, so like he's here.
Oh,
kind
if we're
of
doing
some
blue sky,
timeline.
That's what I'm
Might-
saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
If we're doing blue
That's
sky,
not a bad
Petra,
idea.
what if you messaged Vampire and we're like, hey, don't be evil? That would be cool.
I can't
Unless
be a
it's Strahd,
hypocrite,
tell
so
him
I'm
to
gonna
use some
say
over
that
here.
that's worth a try.
I'm just saying, if it's blue sky.
Any other ideas? Fiddlewick?
I don't even know what a blue sky looks like.
I'm genuinely
Oh.
trying to think if I.
How the hell are you messaging people? Am I missing something here?
You're missing everything, Yevgeny.
Fuck it.
Yevgeny, do you know of any people who'd be allied to us in Barovia?
Yara.
a
Yara
good
says, I'm already allied to them numbnuts.
No nuts.
Oh, newlyweds.
Is there any of those
That's
dragon
right.
people still alive? I don't think so. Huh?
Called Dragonborns.
Argenvash Holt?
No, the people at the castle that we went to.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Argon's
Argon's
Oh
there
yeah,
wa-
sorry, Sophie.
there were some
Hey.
refugees there.
Eat shit.
Yeah, we could go there.
But was there? I don't think there was no survivors, though, right?
There were a few.
Oh, there were. Okay. I mean, you could just message them. One of them.
I don't have any good ideas because everyone I've ever met is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either here in Barovia.
I just can't help but actually be excited that Proximus gave him a high five. And we've got Sangzor, so
I mean, yeah.
What
is there
happened to all
any
the other goats?
goats?
don't ask.
I just said.
Murder.
Things were ate them.
Goat on goat crime.
I didn't
So
know he
ate the
was an.
other goat?
I didn't know he was an omnivore.
Can Sangzor like call forth other goats?
Sangzor, call forth other goats.
Make an animal handling.
Come on, can I help him?
Yeah, sure.
That's a 15 on the die, plus probably 3. Yup, 18.
Pretty good.
We'll clip that for sure.
You see appearing at the edge of the forest in this swamp, you see 3 big monkeys.
Monkeys!
And 2 like media like dog-sized rabbits, and 2 rams, like normal-sized rams. They just kind of appear at the edge of the forest.
Okay. Wow.
3 monkeys, 2 dog-sized
Rabbits.
Okay, monkeys is a broad term. What are we talking here?
They're not like gorillas. They're like more like chimps.
Yeah, well, of course they're not, because that would be a fucking ape.
Well, you're right,
Damn.
and I'm also right.
When we're talking, let's talk about this.
And all the animals walk back into the forest.
When you say chimp, when you say chimp, do you mean like cute, tiny, could be a sidekick in a Disney movie, or are we talking face snatcher kind of chimp?
They're both more of the face snatcher.
The face snatcher?
The type that like you could maybe domesticate, but at one point in 20 years, it's gonna kill you.
But listen, I saw Chimp Crazy. I know how that goes. Okay.
There?
Yeah.
Well, that's Tonka. That's Tonka from
That's
Chimp
basically
Crazy.
So
what it's
there's
based on.
there's 3?
3 Tonkas, 2 big rabbits, and what was that?
2 like huge like dog size.
And a
like,
woman with crazy blonde hair and big lips
dog
behind
is
him.
also a super vague term.
What size dog? Chihuahua?
Okay, no. These rabbits are like 60 pounds.
What?
Okay.
This is the weirdest session of Strahd we've had.
3 chimps,
maybe
2
ever.
jackrabbits, which is what that would be.
Jacked rabbits.
3 jacked rabbits. Hell yeah.
This is why we can't go a month without playing.
And then 2 St. Louis Ram players. That's insane.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on from this. We've been walking on this road for too long. We just gotta get there. Bits are happening. We just gotta keep going.
The DM's setting these bits up. I don't know that we.
I get on one of the rabbits.
How are we supposed to ignore 3 chimps, 2 dog-sized rabbits, and 2
We
rabbits?
can't. That's the thing. We can't. We're in it now.
I think what happened was, okay, so last time we were supposed to play, Zach said nothing was allowed to happen, and Matt is operating underneath that directive.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
All right, the Sangzor looks to you and kind of shrugs, and then
Great job. That was really good.
Well, very well done, Saints.
I've never seen any of those animals.
I don't know what those little hairy men are, but
I have lived in Barovia my
That's a
entire
big
life.
rabbit.
Never seen. This is so weird. Yevgeny goes, "Oh, I'm like 70 years old. I'm a wolf hunter. I've never seen any of these creatures before.
Can I
What the
try
hell?"
to go up to one of the monkeys?
Yeah, make
I
a
want to befriend one of the chimpanzees.
animal handling check.
We're not moving on from this, Michael.
This
I'm
is gonna
engaging with
become.
my environment.
This is gonna become Nope. You're gonna get your face ripped off.
Ooh, that's not
my
good.
my cheeks hurt.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's an 8.
Get that face ripped off.
Oh my god, he's about to get his face ripped off.
I had a +4 too. Is it bigger than me, or is it what?
Does 14 hit?
Oh!
No, it doesn't.
Okay, it swipes to take your face, and then it goes. And they start like circling around you.
What's the size of them?
I mean, they're normal apes, so they're like a couple feet tall, probably.
I'm
kinda
gonna get big,
Oh.
and I'm gonna start mimicking their movements and just try to alpha them. Just like start pounding on my chest.
Even I think this is a waste of time.
Okay,
No, I
now
love this.
make a intimidation check. I'll say advantage.
If we roll initiative based on this interaction, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's not bad. Intimidation is a 19.
Hey.
Okay, the chimps kind of look at each other and like back down. You see the 2 jacked rabbits kind of look to each other, or they like kind of look to each other, a little confused. And the 2 rams come up to you and like lightly, brush up against you. And then like a snap of a finger, they all just start to bolt and run into the forest. All of them.
Damn. my bad.
Lesson learned.
We asked for allies, but we don't get to choose what that looks like.
Did you see that chimp almost grab my face? I swatted his hand away at the last second.
What was it trying to do?
I think we should tell
take my
Sangsor
face?
to summon animals right before the battle.
Yes, good thinking.
Oh,
That's actually a good idea. If you could do that, that'd be awesome.
I think that would be.
And I think next time, I think they'd listen to me. I think they'd listen.
All right, big guy.
To Barovia, that's my old home that is on fire.
it is a wild thing to think
We
about.
can't
though,
shop,
that,
but we can.
none of us know what a chimp is,
Yeah.
but we all come from a fantasy world in which like other like animal like humanoids exist
Yeah.
and are common. So we probably are like, who are these weird hairy dudes? Like,
Yeah. Okay, you continue forward through the forest and make your way past and down the road, the half-buried road, and you finally come to the old Spholic Road crossroads. You can see that. Actually, all of you make perception checks.
Uh-oh, don't like that.
yoinks.
9.
The apes are back.
9.
22.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you're approaching the road that leads up to Volaki, which you remember sits on the edge of this giant Lake Zarovich, which in turn sits kind of at the base of another mountain. But it's clear to you that Volaki, of course, was once a gated city, but has fallen into pretty desolate times. A lot of the buildings were probably burnt to the ground many years ago and have not been rebuilt. There are sections in the gates, in the walls, that when you were there, Petra, where it was very fortified, but there are just gaping holes. Ismark, you have been to Volaki, obviously, a few times. It is the closest city. You have heard that in the intervening years that you were burgomaster, that it has really fallen to pieces. And in fact, you have not made the trip in many years, mostly because the trip takes you down the road past the castle. But it is worse than you thought. You would be surprised if there are people living inside there. It's almost like they're like scavengers rather than like an actual civilization.
Well, we have to go through the city to get through the road.
Knock on some doors.
Why?
I don't know. They could be hiding. Or we could just keep on going.
Well, up to you.
Love.
I feel like we should get to Barovia pretty quickly.
When we were here last time, there were bones that were being used to sanctify the church.
Yes, there was the bones of Saint Andral, a former like saint of the Morning Lord, that had been used as a way to like consecrate
Hollow
the church.
yeah.
But those bones were destroyed by Strahd in the streets of Volaki as a sign of public power.
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder.
And then, of course, the last time you were in Volaki was in the midst of many devils being summoned to the city, and in the midst of a riot between the burgomaster and Fiona Voctor's forces, and you fled.
Huh. It doesn't ring a bell.
It's probably doing great.
Arabelle says, Proximus, this is where I found you in Volaki nearby. So this is your home. Are you happy to be back home?
Oh. Okay, yeah, of course. That sounds very exciting. I don't really remember anything about it, but I'm sure I will feel good when we get there.
It's better than Barovia.
Well,
Block is better than Barovia.
You gonna tell me
Valak
it
is
isn't?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Surprising.
As you come to the gates, it is partially open. There's overgrown dirt and grass, and the whipping cold winds hitting your cheeks. No sign of civilization, at least here. In order to
Weird.
get, of course, to get through the road, you'd have to just travel through.
Have we
the
heard
city
any
itself.
news about like the town being abandoned or anything?
Yeah. Well, there
Just that
was.
it was run down when
Okay.
I was after I left.
Okay. So this isn't a surprise.
It
It's
might.
worse than I thought.
Yeah, a little bit of surprise because it is worse, but yeah, you didn't.
I thought it was still a functioning.
Do any of the
town.
fires look? Can I tell from the burning buildings if any of the fires look recent? Like within the last weeks or so, a couple weeks.
Make a actually, you can tell as you step forward into the city that there aren't actually any active fires. There is a bunch of houses that are just rubble and
Yeah.
burnt soot. You think most of these buildings have been burnt to the ground for years.
Okay, so it doesn't look like whatever's happening in Barovia could have happened here first. That's not the vibe
No.
I'm getting. Okay.
You don't think so?
Okay. That's where I was heading with that thought process. All right, well then let's just walk quickly because this is creepy.
Yeah.
Okay. As you
As we're walking, I just kind of want to subtly look if I can like see any obvious graves.
yeah, make a perception check.
Those classic rogue graves.
It's 10.
Damn.
Okay, as you're traveling, no sign of any graves. Although, as you get towards the center of town, where there was, of course, a couple of you have been to the center of the Valaki before. There was, of course, the statue of the old burgomaster, which is long gone, and the gallows that was briefly used. Piddlewick grabs your hand, Proximus, and tries to lead you to one of the small abandoned houses just off the main square.
I follow.
He looks back. You can't smile or emote or anything, but he seems eager.
Yeah, I'm like using him like a dowsing rod. Just kind of like.
All right, you come to a door. This house is one of the few that's like kind of intact. There's a door closed in front of you, and Piddlewick is like standing at the door looking at you.
Knock on the door, Piddlewick.
He knocks on the door.
Okay, go in.
Opens the door and he waddles in. And you can immediately tell that this used to be some sort of costume shop. Because there are some tattered clothes that probably used to look slightly vibrant and kind of audacious. Clearly like a costume shop as in like for performers. And Piddlewick takes your hand, is trying to lead you into one of the back rooms.
Okay. Yeah.
And when he leads you into one of the back rooms, you can see that this part is a workshop of some sort. In fact, it looks like this place was a doll shop. And you can see sitting all around this room in various states of being made are dolls that look exactly like Piddlewick with the jester hats. Some of them are like missing a face, some of them missing appendages, some of them are clearly finished but look slightly off, like prototypes that didn't work. And they're just kind of all like sitting around this room.
My goodness, Piddlewick, you have so many siblings.
Nods. And then points to you. Nods.
Did I make these?
Shakes his head.
Oh. Okay.
Hmm.
What about me then?
Pilwick like thinks, and then runs into the room with the costumes.
Okay. This is very confusing.
And you see a little plaque at the front that clearly was like the name of the store, and it says Fritz van Verg the First Costume Shop.
Is this my store?
Shakes his head.
Oh. Am I Fritz too?
Nods his head.
Did Fritz's dad make you?
Nods.
Oh. Okay.
And then points to you. And then points to himself. Looks very excited.
Okay.
Are we there?
So
I guess you saw Proximus get led into one of these buildings by Pitwick. You can follow if you want.
So you're saying we are kind of siblings, but not?
Nods.
Oh, that's really beautiful. I will always kind of think of you as like my child.
Proxy.
Not so much a
I
sibling.
don't
Hello.
I don't think that's what Pitwick is saying.
I don't really understand.
Pitwick, did Fritz's dad make Proxy?
Nods, and then says,
Wait.
Did Proxy
Proximus
used
a
to
doll?
look like you? That's what I thought he was saying. I thought he was saying that Proxy was a doll.
I think
Yeah.
he made him like a doll, but with people parts,
Wait a minute.
Proxy.
like Frankenstein.
Pitwick! You used to be human.
points at Proximus.
You're Fritz's brother.
Father?
Are you? Wait.
Points at Proximus.
Fritz?
You're Fritz!
Nods.
You're Fritz too! Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Proxy is in your body.
No.
He nods and grabs your hand, Proximus. and
Oh
squeezes
gosh.
it.
Oh gosh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Pitwick like grabs your hand and gives you like a hug around your thigh.
No, I don't. I didn't mean to. I don't. This is your body. I shouldn't be in it.
He shakes his head and is continuing to hug your leg.
Wait! You're the mother! We met your mom, because she looked at me and she thought I was you. Oh no, we need to go find your mom. She needs to know that you're alive, but a doll.
Hey, don't worry. Petra can send her a message.
But how do you tell a mother that her baby is a doll?
Right away.
Yeah, maybe.
How does that happen?
Really quickly and without any pretext.
But then what was I? If I used to be me but not me and now not me as a doll, then where did I come from?
I think you are you. You're a singular entity.
Goodness. This is a lot to process.
I mean, Arabelle, you didn't take the soul of anyone else when you created Proxy, right?
No, all I did was do what Gabe told me to do. I wouldn't have chosen this body without Gabe, but I'm happy I did because I can't see Proximus as anything else. My friend.
I don't think you should feel bad, Proxy. It seems like Pitwick knows that his time in that body was done.
It was a corpse, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I mean, I think Fritz had been dead for a while when I got there.
I'm sure Fritz is happy to be here in any form, even if it is Piddlewick.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a living hell to me, but
I'm trying to.
Piddlewick was with us over 10 years ago too.
I was like, are you Fritz or Piddle? Do you want to be called Fritz or Piddlewick? Number one. Okay, now hold up your left hand for Fritz, right hand for Piddlewick. Which one do you want to be called?
Holds up his right hand.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. He's embracing a
Piddlewick.
whole new entity.
Okay,
Or
Piddlewick.
are you the same Piddlewick that Petra used to run around with?
That's my question.
Gives you finger guns.
That's a yes.
That's a yes for sure.
I know what that means.
Oh, do you miss Sal, buddy? Yeah.
how did you? I know Ismark would know. How did you get out of the book? How did you survive? What happened? You have such a.
I mean, Oz would know that. Didn't that happen during that battle that Piddlewick jumped in the book with Oz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I,
Isn't
thought you
that-
jumped I didn't think Piddlewick got out of the book. I thought
You know
him
what?
and Sal.
I
were
know, but
hugging
he
each
jumped
other
in
when-
the book with Oz. Like, right? Oz was
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
book with him. So yeah, I think Oz would know to ask, "How did you get out of the book?"
Oz, can you make a Arcana check?
Oh, come on, Matt. Give me
Give me-
advantage.
Nope.
A 4.
Yeah, you do remember that Piddlewick went into the book to try to save Sal, but
Yeah.
when the book was closed and destroyed, seemingly removing them. Although, you know, there might be other magics that you're unaware of that could have helped Piddlewick escape.
I mean, maybe. Is this a new body for you? Are you in a different Piddlewick doll?
Nods.
Ah.
And it goes over to one of the dolls and picks it up, and it looks a ton. It looks exactly like Piddlewick, except the eyes are a little like lopsided, so it's very disconcerting.
Oh.
Looks to you, and says, looks to you, Oz, as presents it to you like a gift.
It's a great gift.
Thank you. I will
It nods.
cherish it.
And then when you say that, it sits there as if it's thinking, and then goes and takes it from you.
Oh, okay.
Were you okay? When you were in this body, were you also like a little silly rascal like you are in this tiny body? I love it.
You see, he like does a little pirouette dance.
Ah! Did you do that when you looked like me? I
Nods.
can't do that. That's amazing.
You can try it.
No.
Maybe it's
Muscle
muscle
memory.
memory.
Try it.
Okay, I'll try and mimic.
Make a performance check.
Dislocate your.
I bet you're gonna
dead
kill
knee.
it. I kind of want you to roll.
The thing is crazy is that Proximus' performance is higher than trained ballet dancer Danny's. 23.
Wow.
You've never done this before, but you can immediately, Proximus, kind of feel like the rhythm, and Piddlewick is dancing with you, and it's this kind of upbeat, half like salsa, but half kind of samba dance. It's very, it's fun, and immediately you're killing it, and you all realize that. I mean, clearly, without a doubt, Fritz, or what Proximus was when it was alive, was obviously a performer in some way.
Fantastic.
Graceful for someone who was dead for who knows how long.
Wow.
That was so incredible. Every day you surprise me, Proximus.
I surprised myself.
I'm glad we stopped by here. Is there anything else
We-
you need to show us,
You know,
Piddlewick?
do you want to get find is there anything else in your house that you would like to get?
Piddlewick nods and then looks over at Tom and goes like this to Tom.
I look
Oh,
over at
okay.
Ismark and I
You
say,
cannot try to. You
Guaranteed.
cannot try to hurt him. You cannot try to hurt Tom. No hurting Tom. No hurting Tom.
Tom
much money
starts
do you want back
walking
this month?
over and says, "It's good to be wanted," and then when you say that to Piddlewick, Piddlewick looks at you and then looks at Tom and goes,
He wanted to maybe shoot you on the throat with something, and that wasn't the best idea.
"Oh my god, really? Proximus, you've saved my life."
You're
Hey,
welcome.
Tom,
Yeah.
you dropped your pocket right there.
What? How's that
God damn
possible?
it, Tom.
He's like, he gets on his hands and knees and is like looking under furniture. I don't understand.
Your pants don't
Oz
even have
dies.
pockets, Tom.
I high five little Piddlewick.
Piddlewick gives you a high five for sure.
The little mischief maker.
Oh, wow. Okay. There is a village that is burning.
Yes.
You really sounded like the hormone monster.
Do we need to get like
There is a village and it is
while we're
burning.
here? Is there like a little change
Yeah.
of clothes? That...
Oh yeah!
More
Outfit
outfits
swap.
for
Yeah,
Piddlewick?
yeah. New character
Okay.
portraits.
Is there like different jobs that he could be dressed up as? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he pulled,
Piddlewick.
he pulled a grenade out one time. I remember that. Is there any of those like in the back?
Yeah,
maybe?
there are any grenades around.
Like you shove him in him like a Pez dispenser,
Yeah.
just fill him
Because
up.
Matt, you canonically gave Piddlewick grenades.
One grenade.
Okay, you find 4 grenades.
Nice.
Load him up. Oh,
They're
he's
less-
hungry.
They're less grenades and more like, shrapnel bombs, kind of.
Jeez
Grenade.
Louise.
You, you don't think that they.
Describing a grenade, different words.
You think that
It's like a little
maximum these are gonna
thing
do
that,
like.
explodes.
it's a bomb. You don't think it's that lethal, but there are some that would probably do like 2d6 damage to people within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
You also see that this place is a costume shop. None of these are like actual formal attire. So they're all vibrantly colored robes and hats and pants and kind of dresses and whatever you would find on a
I
stage.
would like to find an outfit for sure.
I am
Should we all
possible.
get
Yeah, I'm also
Masani
looking. I
outfits
also
so
know
we can-
exactly what I'm looking for.
Proxy and I we're pretty similar body types, so I'm definitely gonna find something.
Sure.
What are you looking for?
I don't like that tone. Me?
Yeah. What?
So, picture it. I am
Gonna close our eyes.
looking for a I don't know, Matt. I want to get okay. Hey, picture it.
You can't say picture this and then not tell. Not, my eyes have been closed. It's black. I picture.
I
anything.
want a red suit coat with tails,
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
dark red.
Yeah.
I want
course.
a black button shirt with a red paisley vest.
Ooh.
Wow.
I want also dark red, and we're talking like all these dark reds are almost brown, right?
You don't want to like break
Yeah.
up the color at all.
Yeah, and we're talking a dark red bow tie on the black shirt with the paisley,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And then black pants,
Yep.
Okay.
black shoes,
Yep.
and then a black top hat
Oh my God, you're a hot topic. Like,
with red trimming and potentially a monocle, if that's possible.
You're the Monopoly man.
Yes, you find a monocle.
I don't find any of the other things.
No, you
all
no, you find the entire outfit. There are a lot of them are like have some holes in the fabric. They're not
Okay, great.
like pristine, but you
I
do find
take
them
that
all.
What
entire
cast
outfit.
mending on it?
I take that entire outfit and I give it to Proximus.
I don't know.
And I say, "This is what you need to wear."
No.
Proxy,
No,
you
no.
gotta believe me. This
I'm
is-
not going to a Tumblr convention in 2013. That's not what I'm doing.
Convention.
You do
I
kind of lose
think
me
you
at
would
the
look
top.
fantastic in this outfit. Okay.
You should get a little. I think you should also get a little mustache tattoo on your finger.
All right. If it doesn't work on Proxy, I then go to Tom.
Tom is underneath like one of the tables. Like my pocket's gotta be here somewhere.
Oh, hey Tom, I found your pocket, and it's in these pants. You gotta listen. You gotta wear this outfit.
Tom, don't listen to a word Oz says.
Oz, just find a long black duster.
Okay. Yeah.
To match the long black duster you're currently wearing?
Yeah.
No, I'm wearing a purple duster.
Oh, sorry.
I get rid of the purple duster and I wear a black one.
Okay. Tom puts on the outfit.
Tom, do you have
I'm
no
just gonna take it.
He goes into the changing room. He comes out with his like top hat and he goes, "I think I'm a changed man."
Fantastic.
Are we gonna do the thing where people come out of changing rooms and we go like, yeah or no?
Well,
Like,
yes.
have to
Yes.
keep, like,
Right,
come out in a
Ismark?
silly outfit?
yeah,
Honestly, Tom, yeah, it looks great.
looks really good.
Thank you so much. He starts,
It's
he
incredible.
starts crying.
I can't tell you how upsetting it is that if I wore that, I would have gotten made fun of it.
Yeah, I don't think you that
The
outfit
man,
would wear you.
the man
Oz.
makes the suit. Yeah.
I do get like a collar that can go up so I can be mysterious.
You see Tom walks outside into the street and immediately gets horned by Sangzor.
See, but the red suit,
Yeah.
but the red suit
like,
disguises the blood.
I can't tell if I'm bleeding.
Oh, I also get one of those. I get one of those newsy caps.
Fedora.
No.
Yeah, you're definitely wearing a black duster and a fedora, my lady.
Just get some fingerless gloves,
I've got my guns in this high fantasy world.
chain wallet.
You're a mall samurai.
All right, yeah, it's a fedora.
I know what
Your
I am
doll
getting
katana?
as well.
What are you getting?
I would like to find, if possible, for narrative's sake, like a suit that used to belong to Fritz, like maybe has Fritz's name in it.
Yep.
And then I want to turn it like inside out so that the lining is on the outside, and it's like black and white pinstripes. That's pretty much it. It's just like a nicer old Fritz suit that I've
Very
repurposed.
corpse bride coded.
Cool.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep, easy enough. You got it. Fits perfectly.
Of course.
Like it was
I
tailored
just get
directly for
a
you.
Vistani outfit. Just
Oz is just
so I can
outside
blend in
practicing,
if
like flirling his cloak and like holding his hat.
I have been wearing the same clothes for 10 years, most of which underground.
Yeah, true.
So I otherwise would not change clothes, but that's
Get a
pretty
ball gown.
gross. So a ball gown.
Be like Monstro Elizasu and just have like a ball gown over like your armor.
Over my full plate.
Yeah. Like the full blue ball gown. New Year's Eve show. That
I don't think I can do that. But I will go with think like lesbian pirate, like billowy,
Okay.
like silk shirt, black pants underneath all of my armor type deal.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's lesbian about
lesbian
it?
pilot. Yeah.
Are you guys
I'm
ready to
gonna,
go?
I'm gonna Google lesbian pirate and see what comes up.
I 100%.
I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would Google that, Eric.
Well, not you, of course.
It's a book series. There's 40 books.
Hey,
Alright,
hey,
hold
Ismark.
on.
What
Yeah.
if I started going by the gentleman?
I don't think that's gonna stick, bud.
Oh.
Please don't, Francesca says.
Francesca, all my friends supported me in this decision and didn't warn me at all about what I look like. What do you think?
I would lose the hat. I gotta be honest.
It's gone.
Beautiful.
You know what? Maybe
pick
I'm
up the
just gonna
hat.
get rid of the cloak too.
But I somehow pull it off like Harrison Ford does.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wear a black shirt with a purple vest.
It's beautiful.
Like,
Some green
the
pants.
Joker. Yeah. You're a different hot topic guy.
Okay. It's a.
Hey, why so serious, Oz?
I mean,
Who's the
that-
Joker?
You are.
So I can start going by that, you think?
Yep.
And you think that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah. How'd you get those scars? All right, Barovia. Anybody else have any unfinished business here?
I missed you, Eric.
Oh
I
man.
play with my friends every week. They're my friends.
You see,
I'm not saying this to Zach. I'm saying this to Oz.
Yep.
You're an incredible actor because I completely believed it.
You
I mean, that'd
see
be-
Yara look to Yevgeny and say, Yevgeny, please, for the love of God, change your clothes. Yevgeny goes, no, I'm not changing my clothes.
Yevgeny, you are quite ripe.
Thank you, yeah. I actually have worn these clothes for 50 straight years.
It wasn't a compliment, buddy.
Evgeny, if I could bottle your scent and sell it, I would not make a single penny.
Can we
It smells pretty
please
bad.
get to Barovia?
You continue down the road of Valaki.
I think I forgot my wallet in Valaki. Can we just run back?
You can.
When you turn back, you see a chimpanzee in the.
No, we don't, Matt. Keep going.
You don't.
I do.
He's wearing the top. He's wearing the fedora.
Yeah.
He had the cloak.
Okay,
I got
wait.
The cloak too.
Oh wait, that actually did happen.
Matt, when we're fighting Strahd, can a chimpanzee
Please!
and a fedora and a
Please!
duster
gun.
combined save the day? Please.
I'll go in one level lower than we should.
I'll give you 5
That's
real
not true.
dollars.
That's not true.
Okay, you continue down the road out of Valaki, and you make your way down the old Sphalic road. It twists and turns. After a couple of hours, you find yourself where the old windmill was, where you found the hags. But that building is just destroyed at this point. No sign of those hags to be seen. And you continue. After a hour trip, you find yourself at another crossroads. To the right, it says the village of Barovia, and to the left, it says Castle Ravenloft. And you see the towering building like peering down at you from its perch up on the top of this giant stone pillar.
It's right there.
But I assume you keep traveling down the road towards the village of Barovia. It is at this point about 6 p.m. or so. It is getting dark as you are traveling kind of lower into the valley here. The road itself is descending down into the trough, which is where the village of Barovia sits, right at the base of this tower that Castle Ravenloft stands on. I need you all to roll perception checks.
Uh-oh.
21.
Perception.
6.
16.
13.
The sky here is overcast, but not with clouds. There is ash that kind of floats on the wind.
Oh, shit.
And you can see it now coming into view, the burning village. It looks haunting from this distance, but not hopeless. There is still time, perhaps, to save. The ravens start circling overhead in silence. 2, 3, 6, 12 of them just circling high above. And
The village or us?
you.
Okay.
And as you continue down the road, you know that you come to this little forest path that leads to Sarapul, the Vistani camp. which is down here. Although at this point you can see the village of Barovia in front.
We gotta get
And coming down the road, you see a small little wagon.
Hmm?
There are probably 6 people here. They're clearly leaving in a hurry. Obviously leaving from the village of Barovia. Ismark, you recognize these people. These are citizens of Barovia that you have not seen in a while. They are a family with 2 small children and an older patriarch that are kind of packed in this wagon, and they are traveling down the road in a hurry. And as they kind of come to you as you're walking, they don't seem to recognize you, Ismark, at least right now. They're flustered. And as they starts traveling towards you, you see one of them say, "Fellow travelers, turn back. The city of Barovia is no more. There's nothing there for you."
What's your name? It's Ismark, Kolyanovich. I've come back to save the city or help the city.
Kolyanovich.
You all immediately see recognition. The one man says, "Ismark? Where have you been?"
I've been trying to gather allies.
We're here.
They stop the wagon, and
It's the best I could do in 10 years.
I need you to make a persuasion check. I'm
This is
going
the
to
best
give
I
you.
could do in 10 years, and really I found these guys like 3 days ago.
An incel on a giant goat. A dead guy. And then
11.
a pretty lady.
Incel on a giant goat is crazy. That's insane.
He's not an incel,
Coming
by
to
the way. That's a
coming to
joke.
CBS this fall.
If anyone's incel's
You see an older woman come up to you, Ismark, that you recognize, and she puts her hands on your cheeks. She says, "Ismark." She gives you a hug, and soon the others follow suit. The woman looks to you, and you can see on her arms are burns. Not that's severe, but clearly she has just been within arm's length of a fire. And through tears, she says, "My daughter's still in the village. Ismark, please, can you help us?"
I will. What happened?
An angel of death came upon our city.
I ride.
All right.
I'll describe.
Yeah.
You describe Gabe.
Did he look like that?
She nods.
Is he there now?
An older man looks to you and says, "He is. And he wields a sword made of sunlights, but there's something wrong. I don't know. He just came. He's silent."
Where's your daughter?
"She's in the city. He hasn't killed her. He's just watching a bunch of them. I don't understand. I had to leave, or else I would die. I'm not a coward."
You're doing the right thing. Go. Valaki is empty. You might be able to hold up there. We'll go take care of it.
Oz, you're just riding?
Yeah, I think when I'm about like 200 to 300 feet from the nearest building, I'm going to look at Francesca, who's on the back of Sangsword with me, and say, "Hey, listen, Sangzorn is basically just like a goat me, okay? So treat him the same way you treat me, and he's gonna love you. You guys need to stay on the outside of town. Keep safe. We'll get you when we're done, okay?"
She nods, and she grabs your arm and says, "The look on those people's faces was pure terror, but I have hope. But be careful."
I will. So do you. And my goal, if I could, is to have Sangzor, like I said, the nearest building, like curve as he gets to the nearest building. I want to like jump up onto the roof of that building as he like goes off.
Okay.
so that I can get an eye on what's going on.
All right. Are you trying to be like
Yeah.
stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll stealth check.
I do have a plus 13 to this, so that's cocked. 23.
Okay. Ismark and the rest, these people, Ismark, they are clearly hopeful in this moment. And in fact, one of the little kids has a little like banner that he clearly picked up in the town that has this insignia of Barovia. And he kind of plants the banner as like a flag in the ground. And looks to you and says, "I'm so glad you're coming. Please, I'm so tired of living in this forsaken place. Help us and free us."
I'll pick up the banner off the ground or out of the ground. I'm gonna plant this in his fucking corpse.
They cheer loudly, and they kind of take their wagon off the road, waiting for you. As you continue towards the town, I need Oz to make a perception check.
Couldn't hear that, Zach.
It was a 9.
Okay. As you get up there, you can see that a lot of the village is burnt. Just active fires. Pretty clearly, someone is intentionally setting these buildings on fire. There is, you can see on the opposite side of the village, there's panic, people yelling. There's people trying to like break into a house that's like half on fire. Clearly, there's like people trapped inside. There's kind of chaos happening all around. No sign of the culprit.
Okay. I think that Oz wants to catch Gabe unawares. And so he's going to stay here and wait for the others to come into town and hopefully draw him out.
Okay. The rest of you head to the front of the village of Barovia, Ismark. It's a sad sight. This is your home. The tavern that you spent many days at the front of the village is nothing but like a pile of ash, essentially, at this point. There are houses of people that, of course, were your, as the burgomaster, they were your constituents, so to speak, but no idea what has come of them, but they are no longer here for sure. You can hear screams kind of echoing off in the distance, and there is this kind of layer of ash that just is sitting on the ground all around. Unnatural. Of course, burning buildings leaves ash, but it feels like this ash is like raining from the sky. You see Gabe, you see Oz sitting on a nearby roof of one of the nearby buildings.
I will go into a rage and step into the town, and using thaumaturgy, make my voice as loud as possible and call out for Gabe.
Make a
take out my great sword.
I smirk and then get my knowing, I was like, yes, exactly, and I get my guns out ready.
Make a what?
Persuasion.
Are there bodies? Are there dead bodies?
17.
Just about to ask that.
No. Make an insight check, Petra.
It's 23.
There are no dead bodies. Pointedly.
Pointedly, as in, like, it looks like there should be.
There definitely should be.
Yeah.
It looks like either someone has saved people, or maybe moved the bodies. But
Is there blood?
No blood that you can see.
Okay.
Huh.
I got a 17 persuasion.
Okay. As you yell out, you hear some gasp of people around. And you hear people murmur from the shadows. Ismark! Ismark is here! Ismark! Ismark!
Cool.
And you
I do say,
yes.
my name is Ismark Kolyanovich, and I'm here to take back my town. Just 'cause it's cool.
It is cool.
I put a hand on Ismark's back, and I do want to cast protection from evil and good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sophie's the best cleric.
Way better than Eric.
Your
And I mean
voice
Yeah, me
rings
too.
out, and Ismark, you can see people begin to gather, like behind you. Women, men, children, refugees,
oh God.
wounded fighter. There are Sophistani. There are hunters like Yevgeny. They don't march, but they stand there with you. And a lot of them nod to you. A lot of them wearing vestiges of the Morning Lord. And you can see there is a shrine to the Morning Lord off to the side that you have maybe visited many times that is crumbling and kind of in amidst the inferno. But you see that someone has taken the time to scrawl in charcoal on the side, "We live still," as a sign of defiance, you think, not of evil, of people saying that we will not be taken. And your voice rings out, and you see appearing off to the side, emerging from the broken streets, floating above the scorched cobblestones, these celestial guardians of lights that have been deformed, sun rays, shining with sickly golden energy. Their forms are draped in torn vestments. They have halos, but they're cracked and leaking shadow. Each face is hidden behind a porcelain mask of serenity, like radiant serenity, but it's maddening in the contradiction to the death they bring. And stepping in amongst them, seemingly these sun rays born from this very creature, you see Gabe. He is wordless. He's a hollow echo of the paladin that maybe you had met before. His once pristine armor is cracked and pitted with runes that glow faintly red, vestiges of his pact with Strahd. His sword is that of brilliant golden light that's flickering, but still there, as if clinging on to something that Gabe doesn't even know is there. He's got swirling scraps of torn blue and gold fabric that highlight his blackened armor, and his eyes burn with the same dim flame that you remember, that refuses to die. He does not speak, he just looks. And he looks around as the sun rays pour into the city street. And
Jam.
that's where we're going to end.
Oh! He looks so cool! Oh,
I do float
my
up on my winged
God.
boots a little bit.
Holy
Nice.
shit.
Night of the Crimson Dusk.
Incredible.
We're about to fight Gabe. We're about to full on.
Yeah,
about to
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
kill
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is about to be a battle. Holy shit.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
this is gonna be awesome.
Oh,
I can
that's
fly, he can
so
fly. We're gonna be
cool.
fucking.
That's
You're gonna
so
be
It's gonna
so
be like
cool.
Dragon Ball Z.
All I have to
That's
do is stay
exactly my
within
thought.
320 feet of him, and I can help out from a distance.
I just go from stationary like
shit.
Goku, just like take off.
Oh,
Honestly,
that's so
this
dope.
was my favorite Strahd session we've had
That was so awesome.
so
Matt.
far.
Great job.
100%.
That was really
So
cool.
fun.
That was so cool.
Yep. I'm glad I could shoehorn in those chimpanzees. I've been trying.
Thank God.
How long have you been waiting
I
to
really
take-
feel like Matt had some kind of side bet with some bookie, and it was just like,
I bet you can't make it make sense that there's going to be 2 chimpanzees, 3 big rabbits, and 2
Dog-sized rabbits.
And if someone makes a pun about it, you get an extra
Yeah.
bonus.
Okay, that's it. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you to the players. You are all, of course, amazing. And everyone say, chimpanzee in a fedora.
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee and a fedora.